Hello, Rebecca, and hello in cyberspace. This will be some video feedback for week 3, but also last week's discussion on the wireframes. And I'll end with the journal entry 3.1, which characterizes your client. And you'll see how the wireframes, in a way, are related to the journal entry, because depending on how you've characterized your restaurant, you may want more images that are ambient, or more images that are food related or menu related, and that'll also determine how crowded, say, your web page is too. Say if it's a family joint, you may want to generate visual excitement. If it's a Tony restaurant, you may want to highlight its interior ambiance. Your wireframes are suitably skeletal. I like that you put the navigation at the top of the page. And I think, for my preferences, I think the horizontal Pasta Mori logo would fit well. It would economize this space, which is so valuable. I would try to get one screen of information per page and try to avoid scrolling. Also, as you work through the course and you have things mounted on the web server, take a look on your phone to see how your pages look, on a small device. And in general, I think this is a bit crowded, but you could use it to generate some visual excitement. Looks like you are anticipating a footer, which you have discovered is a part of the web page as much as the head and the body. So they have body parts too. I like the broad, big images that go from edge to edge. I would avoid using borders or banners. I realize that in a wireframe they're purposeful, but any extraneous decoration like borders, on non-corporate palette colors and so forth, I would avoid. Just keep it as simple as possible. So I guess my choice would be this one, but listen to your own preferences first, and I certainly won't penalize you for choosing something else. Rebecca, you may have seen this before. I'm looking at your web page using Safari on the Macintosh. If I go up under Develop in Safari, I see this Show Page Source. What that does, it will split the screen, and I can view your code as well as your page live. And I see that you've met the requirements of the rubric. You've taken this one head, you've applied a corporate style. Your coding has lots of meta comments in it. That's great. While I'm here, I wanted to point out this script, which GeoCities puts on your page dynamically. Don't worry about it. It's there to make your page searchable and identifiable. Here's something else that GeoCities will put on your page in your code as a meta comment. So don't worry about that. You can try to get rid of it. I don't know if it would make any difference once you've got a page title and so forth. Ample commenting here too. You have successfully used inline styling. Now notice that inline styling overrides cascading style sheets, even if they're external. So you want to use inline styling very sparingly. It's the easiest to add. It's the hardest to get rid of. And, above all else, Rebecca, good going on uploading your files to the GRA 310 folder that you created. But this tells me that you have a good idea about how to organize your files and manage them. Now, one thing is, you're going to be overwriting your index.html if you're going to use this address. Let me just see what else you've got here. It may not allow me. Okay, it looks like it's still the default index.html that GeoCities puts there. But that's okay. I think your understanding of file structure and file management is growing. Good job. You've met the requirements of 3.3. Rebecca, this is very thorough. Your sitemap and file management document, and just beautifully thorough. Be careful about, this is ambitious. Be careful about getting too many layers in your site. I would say, just aim for a primary layer, which would be the home page, and maybe a secondary layer of child pages. This, I see though that it looks like you are including images in here. So I'm assuming that the logo fresh pasta image are all going to be included in the images. If there's some way you could make these look different. Right now they look like directories, so maybe I'm misunderstanding this. A calendar of events would be nice. I think realistically, though, you'd probably only be able to get to this level, and then maybe, you can refine it later if it appeals to you. But I would simplify it. It looks like you do understand file structure, though, but simplify it so that it's manageable. And I see here that you've got a properly coded sitemap. Woohoo! And it's an unordered list, which will become your navigation scheme. And indeed, here I see it. These, you'll see in Chapter 2 of HTML5 Foundations how you get from here to a full-blown navigation scheme. But you're just a stone's throw away. Good job. Similarly, too, is your market research and planning document, Rebecca. It's very thorough. I really appreciated the sources at the end, immaculately formatted and referred to. You've answered all the rubric. You've taken each of the discussion prompts and answered them systematically. Can't fault you there. Articulation of your response has always been good. There's no errors that I can see. You've suggested some research technological tools. Do you know of, and you've also mentioned search engine optimization. Now, we'll talk a little bit about that, I think, in week 6, to things that you can do to your page to make them optimized for search engines. I never heard of Clicky. There's also WebMonkey for surveys, US Census, Nielsen, and, of course, Google Analytics. You've suggested some that I have not seen before, so thank you very much for that. Rebecca, I've enjoyed watching your progress. I hope you have some confidence here moving forward, and I look to seeing how your web site shapes up.